Rambling Man here. Now let's talk about Joe Biden, and CNN has turned on him. Yeah, pretty much that's what's happened. You know, for so long, all the big media groups like CNN, MSNBC, all these different groups have turned around and completely just swept things under the rug. You know, all the stuff with Hunter Biden and everything. They're doing everything they can as far as to hide things so they don't have to talk badly about Biden, because it might show badly on the Biden administration after all the things that they've said and lied about. Well, with all the stuff going on in Afghanistan, there's no way for them to hide. They have to either pick a side, and that would be like media suicide in order to side with Biden. So they came out with this article that was fact-checking him, right? Now, you know, he talked the other day about, just a little bit of insight here. He talked the other day about, I don't know why they Afghanistan folded so fast, because they have 300,000 troops that we trained. All right, so let's put it in perspective real quick. 300,000 troops, not even close, okay? When they did the actual true numbers last November of 2020, it was at 178,800. Since then, a lot of their military has folded, or, you know, went on its way, so they're not there anymore. The most they had was 178,800, and that was in November. So fast forward, now we're sitting here in August, and that's 9 months ago. There's far less. Now, when we trained them, yes, we did train them, a lot of them. But here's what we did. We did two different things. One is, when we left, we up and left so fast, we left all this equipment for whoever could take it. And the Taliban just like, boom, I got this. Took a bunch of our billions of dollars worth of equipment that we just left there. Thank you, Biden. We appreciate that. Way to just mess that up. So, and you need to stay around to listen to the rest of this so you can find out exactly why I'm saying it's Biden's fault, not Trump, even though he had a plan to move him out as well. Here's why. So, you have the billions of dollars worth of equipment. The other thing we trained them to do was, you get into a situation, you call in air support. Well, we gave up Bagram Air Force Base. I mean, we gave it up. So once that was gone, the Taliban moved in, took over that place. There is no more air support. And a while back, there were reports of the Taliban putting out hits on Afghani Air Force pilots, because if they don't have pilots to fly their jets, they're useless. And that's what they were using air support in order to bomb the Taliban. So you have that, right? So you don't have air support anymore. You lost some of your pilots. You don't have the U.S. backed support anymore, because our pilots are not there helping them. So you're just having the Taliban come and run you over, and you're supposed to just fight them with people that are not 100% sure that the guy next to them has their back. Is he someone that's going to turn on them so his family's safe, or is he going to fight till the death? They just pretty much up and nope, I'm out. So the fact that Biden didn't see this, he acts like I didn't see this happening, because he didn't. He's an idiot. He really is. Now, let's get back when I was talking about Trump a while ago. When you talk about the plans, you know, Trump had it originally prior to the end of his presidency. He had set up for September to be the day that the end, by September, that they would have all the troops out. But if you know anything about it, he set this up several times, and the date kept moving further and further out. The reason being is because he was holding the Taliban up to certain things they had to meet, requirements, and they didn't do that. So every time they did not do that, it's like putting sanctions on them, but pretty much saying, okay, we're not moving out until you can agree to this, this, and this. And it doesn't matter what the Taliban says. They can say all day that we support women and that kind of thing. Bull crap. So if you watch enough, you can find people giving reports of Women that are tossing their babies over the barbed wire to other people so they're not stuck there in Afghanistan with the Taliban rule. Because the women don't want their babies to have to go through the same thing they've had to go through. There's women reporting about when the Taliban was there before, how they had taken her eyes out and had tortured them, and any parts that they tortured and took from them, they fed to the dogs. Yeah, this is not like your regular, because everyone here in the United States can remove themselves. They can watch some things happen and be like, oh, that's terrible. But you really don't know until you're there and you have to experience it, right? So it can be said for anything. We can all talk about 9/11, and watching it happen on TV and being there are two different things. People will tell you how scared they were, how they felt the earth shake and things falling and people crying and screaming and burning alive. All these things we hear about, and you can't fathom it. You can't even begin to fathom it because you weren't there. You watched it on a TV screen, and it was terrible for us to watch it, much less to be in it and experience it. And that's what the Afghanis are doing right now. They're experiencing it. So instead of keeping air support there, here's the other thing. We just pulled everybody out. We did not leave people behind in order to sit there and be able to do counter-terrorism, counterintelligence, okay? We have to, in order to have boots on the ground and be able to see what's happening and to have eyes out there on the terrorists at all times in Afghanistan, we got nothing. We got a few here and there, but it's nothing that we could have had. We should have had somebody there. It didn't have to be a complete nation building. Let me use nation building because if you watch on Biden stuff, when he did his interview with ABC, he talked about when he's talking to George Stephanopoulos, he says, I don't even understand why nation building is even a thing. I never understood that at all. Okay, let's rewind. 2003, 2004, we're in Afghanistan, and he calls out the Bush administration because he said that he did not understand how they could use nation building was a bad word to them because nation building is either nation building or chaos, and nation building must happen, and he was a big proponent of that. Fast forward now back to here, and we're like, I don't even understand how nation building became a thing. I don't understand how that's even important. This guy is off his freaking rocker. He doesn't remember where he's at, what's going on, and on top of that, even the places like the media groups like CNN, MSNBC, when CNN starts calling you out and talking about fact checking because you have major issues, that's bad because they are CYA covering your ass. They're covering their own ass right now because they know if they go all in on Biden and he screws the pooch, they're screwed too. So if you want to know how it's looking, this is how it looks now. We're talking about it is just a mess. Do not believe just everything you look at. Sorry, technical difficulties. Don't believe everything you see on the news. Like, oh, everything's just fine. Because the White House is saying one thing, and in reality, it is going nuts over there. Biden talks about like, oh yeah, a few days ago, but we took over the airport. Who gives a crap? No one can get to the airport. You have shelter-in-place orders for Americans so we can come get you. Are you freaking kidding me? He is a total dimwit. Y'all let me know what y'all think, because I could go on this all day because it is so FUBAR. It really is. It's messed up. Let me know what y'all think. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment, share, and like. I want to know what you think. What are your thoughts on this? But if you come at me and say, well, Afghanistan, why is it our issue? Our issue is not Afghanistan as a whole. Our issue is we let the Taliban dictate what's happening, and right now China and Russia are elated. They're excited right now because they're, yep. And did you know that our embassy had fires going, people in danger? Russia's embassy is just fine. Go figure that one out. Yep, let's figure this out. Let me know what you think. Rambling Man out.